What is going on? I'm Zedmod. As you can see, this account is just sitting here doing nearly nothing. Number of attacks I've done 31 attacks. So got some chests sitting here waiting. Now, the easiest way to get along this tech tree and get into Barrage, I don't even have 4 engine rooms unlocked. Now, the reason for that is I wanted to make sure I waited to unlock 4 engine rooms until you guys were here with me. And the reason for that is my questions were, should I unlock 4 engine rooms or do I have to wait for Shock Mines or Barrage? The answer is you can unlock 4 engine rooms right away. Don't worry about it. It's not going to be this, oh my gosh, I'm now suddenly just getting crushed by everyone who has Barrage. And the reason for that is you can't get Barrage until you get to gold at the moment. That obviously that'll change fairly shortly as people start to get further along, but for the moment you can't get Barrage until you're at gold. In about 8 hours time that will change as people start to upgrade things and get extra chests and things like that. But anyways, that is how things are at the moment. As we turn on Do Not Disturb, gonna have to cut something out of my video there very early on, but not gonna restart because 4 engine rooms. So right away, get into 4 engine rooms. Now, one other thing to note is do go back and upgrade your riflemen. Getting your riflemen upgraded means you're gonna get some extra power when Kavon second wins them. I was also concerned about that because I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough upgrade tokens. Also, once we do get shock mines, you can go ahead and upgrade them as well. On my other account that is in gold at the moment, I held off on upgrading all of the things out of fear of not having enough anything basically, and it turns out not an issue whatsoever. Now, if you're wondering why I'm dropping my right warriors on that far right hand side are a little bit off to the right, I should say. I find that I get a little bit more value out of them by dropping them off to the right because they don't run straight at things, and slightly, ever so slightly, changing the angles has done great things for me. So little silly things like that end up making the world of difference, and I highly recommend it. Now, these times are not going to be good. I am just rushing through all of this stuff. And now I am going to throw a shock over on this right-hand side. And the reason why I'm shocking on this right-hand side is just to get those initial stuff started at moving towards that back engine room. And the faster you can do that, the better. Now, I know a lot of you have been running into an issue where your warriors ignore an engine room and run off willy-nilly. I am in the exact same boat. It is frustrating. I don't think there's any way to mitigate it, really, except for maybe throwing a flare as we get crushed. 3 minutes, 8 seconds, fairly standard time by Black. So if I hear info on how to not get hit by that bug, I will let you know. If you have heard it, please let me know. I am behind, like drastically behind. And the reason for that is just came back from ski trip, trying to get caught back up on life. We're going to go rifleman over on that right hand side, and then we're gonna drop all of our stuff over here on why do I always mix this up? I don't know what it is about warships, but I always mix up my lefts and rights on warships. Only on warships. In real life, I don't have any problem with lefts and rights. It's only on warships for some reason. I don't know what it is. Maybe the fact that the boat is leaning one way and I'm looking the other way. Regardless, we're going to keep cruising on through all of this stuff. We're going to shock that flamethrower, trying to get the remainder of our troops into that back engine room. I have been terrible at using my GBE wisely, as you can see here, but boom, shakalaka, 3 minutes, 20 seconds. He's heating up. Let's see what Ritesh, I believe that's supposed to say, is doing, and we've already beat them. So yippee-yi-yay, yippee-ki-yay. Yeah, we're winning. Now, this minefield makes me so happy. Now, the fact that that one rifleman managed to destroy 3 mines makes me a little bit sad. They're going to try their best to avoid it, and we're going to get a little chuckle out of it as they use second wind, and they're doing a fairly decent job as their heavies crush all of the mines, but I just love watching things explode. Now, this base, don't copy my bases basically ever. My whole premise with warships is I only change my base when I start having losing streaks. And I have not played enough to where we're going to have losing streaks, I don't think. So just to reiterate things, get shock mines as soon as you can. Upgrade them to max. Don't have to worry about that. when we get barrage, we're going to upgrade it to 4 ticks because that way it's going to take 3 barrages to get rid of an engine room. You can go higher than that, but there's also things to save for like GBE and Seekers, so not really required off the get-go. Also, do make sure you upgrade your riflemen. There are lots and lots, because I don't have all of the defenses, not a big deal as far as spending stuff goes. Now, I am going to keep pumping out these warriors on this right hand side. See that? I even said it right. Now, I like to use one shock on this left hand side. That way you can use 2 boats on the left as opposed to using 3. And you end up getting a bit more oomph on this right hand side. We're going to shock this stuff so that our warriors do get back into that back corner. Had a decent split so far on our troops. Not doing super great. We're going to end up having problems on this engine room as a result of our warriors going back there. But that's kind of just how things work on this season. Your troops are going to split somewhere. You're going to be rushing yourself trying to get an engine room. Just depends on which one that's going to be. So probably should have taken down that flamethrower. I think its health was like at 0.0, but 3 minutes, 8 seconds. Not fantastic. You will get better as you get used to 4 engine rooms. I unfortunately have moved on with my brain to having barrage, and so now I have to come back to this account. So mixing up multiple accounts is frustrating, but all you really need to know is that you're not going to see barrage at the 4 engine room level quite yet unless you're in tier 16 or higher. So obviously that's going to change in about 8 hours. So just chests and things, making all sorts of details. And it's kind of neat in that way where you can basically tell exactly where you are on warships and where you are in the season based on what people have. So it's really, really nice to be in 4 engine rooms right now because people don't have barrage yet. In very, very short order, everyone in 4 engine rooms is going to have barrage, and they're going to start stacking up more and more and more defenses. So please do get into 4 engine rooms as fast as you possibly can. You will not regret it. And then, yeah, rushing engine rooms, always a good time. I like rushing engine rooms. A lot of you like to actually stick around and not rush engine rooms. We're going to use all sorts of GBE here. That first warrior is going to do all the good things, and I did a dumb thing here. So I used that second wind to get an extra bunch of troops, and then I couldn't afford a flare to get onto that engine room, so we're going to slow ourselves down drastically. These times are not ones you want to worry about, but hopefully I can get you some info as far as how to spend your tokens and keys, which will be useful. And we're going to lose. This video is just going to be full of losses, just chock full of losses. But now that we've got some extra keys, here come the shock mines. And like I said, you can max these without any concerns whatsoever. It is not a lot of tokens. Do we call them tokens? Yes, upgrade tokens. I probably should max my shock bomb. Not super worried about that. Also, you'll notice I should be maxing my gunboat over here. You can go back, max your gunboat. Doesn't cost all that much. I was super conservative from the get-go, not maxing it. Also not maxing my rifles. On my other account, I managed to get to gold without maxing shock mines. I left them at tick 1 because I wanted to make sure I had enough tokens for barrage. But getting your barrage to tick 4, not a concern whatsoever. So now that that's done, we're going to place all of our shock mines. Now, I am a bit cheeky with shock mines. I like to place them in a way that you can't tell that I have shock mines unless you're a little bit cautious. So just an idea, because not everyone has shock mines quite yet, go in, hide your shock mines a little bit, cause your opponents some frustrations, always a good time. Um, you can hide them fairly well without doing a heck of a lot of work. So if you quickly look at that, you're not going to see shock mines. I haven't hidden them super duper well. We're going to move this a little bit. I think I just picked up a shock mine, perhaps. Yes. So bumping things ever so slightly. Look, no shock mines. Anyways, so hopefully that gives you some indications of how to spend your tokens, how to upgrade things. I know I had a lot of questions going into this, so I assume you guys and gals did as well. We're going to drop all of our stuff. You see, again, coming off to this right-hand side, you end up avoiding that back machine gun, and you can delay your shocks just a little bit, and you get a couple extra troops onto that engine room early on. So anyways, this is my four engine room ridiculousness. Let me know how you're using four engine rooms, if you're enjoying it, how many engine rooms you have. I don't know if anyone's gone to five or not yet. Like I said, I have been head buried in the sand at this point, so don't really know what's going on outside of my own warship, as you saw by the fact that I've only had like 32 battles or something like that. We're just going to do a complete and utter race against time. 3 minutes, 15 seconds. Had those flamethrowers come unshocked, bad things would have happened. Trogdor. Nope, Tragdor, sorry. A little bit of an older reference there for those of you who remember an old Flash website. 3 minutes, 15 seconds. We're just seesawing back and forth in the rank 14. I will put a little bit of time in, get this account up to gold today, just because you need to be in gold pretty darn quick here. They've got more stuff on that left-hand side, so we're going to need to be a little bit more careful. What are we going to do? I'm going to come over here as well. I'm going to go 3 boats this time. I'm going to go something like this. I love all of the bases. There are so many neat bases. People have spread their defenses out in so many different ways, and I really am enjoying just losing to all these different bases, to be overly blunt. There's just so many different layouts. People have their engine rooms over here in the corner. They've got it here. There are lots and lots of different things going on, and I think that's an indication of a good season so far. I know a lot of people who don't have instant training aren't super duper happy with this season, just because warriors take a long time to load in warships. But hopefully you guys are kicking some serious butt, crushing warships. You'll notice my flares are still level 1. Not a massive concern there. You can get by without a heck of a lot of difficulty with low-level flares. I know some of you in my comments said to upgrade flares, but I'm just not feeling it, because not using a ton of flares at the moment. And Grenadiers. Now, I have to admit, I've been using one boat of level 1 Grenadiers on occasion. When people have all of their, if they have 2 engine rooms up this side with shock mines and mines galore, I've been dropping one boat of Grenadiers to clear all of the mines. It is not super smart, and every time I do it, I feel like I'm doing something completely stupid. But my win-loss record with one boat of Grenadiers has been fairly decent. Look at this, they're going to shoot over the gap. Brilliant stuff, slow stuff. But if you don't have instant training, possibly a good idea, because your Grenadiers are all going to live. It's going to be slow, but it's going to give you a chance to upgrade and get some chests as well. A lot of people out there also saying they're using heavies for the exact same reason. You can still heavy rush this season. I don't necessarily recommend it, because it's going to be slower than warriors. I love warriors. I have instant training though, so I am clearly biased. Let me know what you think about the fact that we've got warriors unlocked at the start. I personally would love to have warriors instead of heavies every single season. But of course, that comes down to if you have instant training. Maybe if they increased their reserve sizes, that might change some people's minds. Anyways, this is video number 2 for Warships Season 20. I guess video number 3 because of my sneak peek. Let me know what rank you're at, how you're doing. I assume most of you are at gold right now. I have seen 22 win streaks. I have seen 18 win streaks. Seems like a lot of you are just absolutely crushing it. I can't wait to catch up once I have time to decompress and take a breath. Otherwise, as always, thank you for coming in. I'm Zedmont. Keep booming those beaches. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, smash that bell, all that YouTubey cliche stuff. I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmont. Peace.